The tacking winch is this one with red line on it. And it's a pretty simple circuit. Comes out of the winch through a tensioner, comes aft, and there's my first inline pulley for the starboard side, actually, Genoa. Carries on from there all the way back from starboard to port through turnaround pulleys. It comes forwards. Obviously there's another, where is it? There's another shiv inline there for the port Genoa sheet. Goes forwards, around a turnaround pulley, and back into the winch. And the operation of this is basically 3 positions for port, middle, and starboard. And in operation, it looks like, I'll focus on the starboard side. So that's pulled in on starboard. Now slacking off on starboard. I just have to turn the boat so the weight goes over the side. Going to middle position and going to port side. You should see the knots coming. So I'm going from port to starboard. Shazam. Sheet out. No problem. Sheet in. Trim out. Look at that. Yeah, cool. Everything's good. Trim in. Nice. I hope I can remember to put this back together again one day. Oh yeah, my backstay. Very simple. Comes in through there, runs along the bottom of the boat, under the rudder servo. Comes out here, and you can see it goes to one of those Actronics actuators there, around a pulley. And the dead man is right there under the rudder servo. And the battery's underneath that. It is accessible because that servo thing lifts up. And that is my spread. And I'm now getting ready to make the deck up. Okay, now we come to what happens with the jib sheet on the other side of the main sheet loop. So there you have it. That's the main sheet on the port side, main sheet on the starboard side, obviously with the main sheet on it. And this is the port side. This grey line here is the jib sheet. So it runs off here, goes towards the back of the boat, underneath the rudder, around that turnaround pulley there. And then it comes back forwards again. Sorry, comes forwards again, up to this turnaround pulley on the jib trimmer. Around that pulley, another swivel, and these 2 lines here are the Genoa lines. Okay, so just to see this jib functioning with the main sheet, at the moment it's hauled in tight. Now I just pay out. And if you look along, you can see that pulley moving forwards. That's got a weight on the end. That's the jib sheet paying out. So loads of movement here, way too much, but it's just testing it in. So pulling the jib sheet in, You can see the mainsail weight coming in quicker. So that's the jib, and I can also trim the jib with one of these actuators. You can see the jib going out, just trimming, you know, it's proportional. Put it where you like. I must be mad. Anyhow, that's, so the jib sheet and the main sheet work in unison, you can see, but the main sheet goes at twice the speed. You can see the weight at the bow. Right. Jobs are good. Okay, now then, the Genoa sheets run from there up to the back of the boat. One splits off to the starboard side, this one here around that pulley, boof, starboard, and this other one here stays on the port side on their double pulleys, as you can probably see. Okay, we'll just stay with the port side. It runs forwards. Oh, I can't see it now. There we go. And around a pulley in the tacking winch. It then runs backwards, up through the deck, through the block on the Genoa carriage, blah, blah, blah. And exactly the same on the other side. Through the deck, round through a pulley on the tacking winch, back towards the aft, comes around, bada bing, bada boom, there you go. And got a jib trim, you can see, jobs are good. Everything just tickety-boo. Right, just a quick show of the tacking winch. At the moment it's in the middle, but the tacking winch is that one there. And I will go to port side. Now then, you can see the knot in the line there, so that now on port. I'm now going to go to starboard. Ta-da! The sheets haven't been tied to the right length, just testing the principle. And then I can pay out. You see? Everything's cool and groovy. J-class sheeting arrangement. This is the main sheet winch. It drives up here through this tensioner, goes along to the back of the boat, around this turnaround pulley here, there, back along to the shiv. The feed off that, and the same thing, there is a pulley in line on this side for the main sheet, which doubles up. So the main sheet is anchored here, runs along, around this sheet, back, through the main sheet trimmer, around the main sheet trimmer, through a shiv to redirect it, back up to where the main sheet will come out of the deck right here. On this side of the main sheet trimmer, of the main sheet, hopefully is another piece that's connected to it here. Off that comes a single line that goes to the back, all the way up to here, where it turns around, comes back to the front of the boat, all the way up to, turn around a little bit, here, which is the jib trimmer, and it then splits into port and starboard. This is for the Genoa. So these two lines run towards the back of the boat. Keep on going. One splits off to starboard. The other one splits off to port, where it comes forwards. Around this sheave here, which is in the tacking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, goes back to a sheave. It goes back and feeds up through the deck here, comes forward here, round the shrouds, around the front of the mast. It's just a loop. And on the starboard side, it does exactly the same thing, through the same sheave, down through the deck, along around this sheave here, back along to the back of the boat, where it turns around here, and comes straight back down to the Genoa connection. And this is the trimmer for that. This here is the tacking winch for the Genoa, which goes up onto a tensioner there, runs all the way along, sheave inside it there with the starboard sheet, Genoa sheet, but it carries on coming back. Turns around here, all the way along. There's the sheave for the port Genoa. Comes on back, all the way up to the front. Turns around into the servo there. This is the Genoa track winch. The line comes up here, through this turnaround sheave to this carriage, and it carries on forwards around that sheave, comes back this way, round a turnaround. This is the same line here, through a separator, and it comes back along this way, through another sheave, comes back towards the aft of the boat, up through the deck, and travels this way, down to another turnaround sheave, comes back along here, keep on coming, goes around another turnaround sheave under here, comes underneath to another turnaround sheave, right there, and back down to the servo. And I have secured the ends there so I can adjust them with brass tube with a slit in it, and it just jams the cable. At the back of the boat I have this here, which is the backstay tensioner. You can see it's connected here, round this sheave, runs along the back of the boat, underneath, comes out here, carries on going, and comes out at the aft end. This hole is a mistake. Rudder servo is here with a wire control and tensioner. That's good tension. The general but all good.